Hello Galactic family. Greetings, my beloved. We are Archangels Zadkiel and Sacred Archangeline Amethysts, and we greet you with love and light. Today, we would like to examine your energetic pattern of light. You are magnificent beings of light. When you burst forth from the Creator, you held all the attributes of the rays of light. You were impregnated with all the qualities necessary to manifest your missions, through the eons. In every existence you have drawn from your store of attributes the qualities that were necessary for that particular incarnation. Each time you worked with one of these qualities, it became stronger and brighter. This became part of your life role in Akashic records. As you prepared for each successive incarnation, you and your team of spiritual counselors in the higher realms reviewed what had been accomplished in the previous incarnations and what you wanted to work on the next. In some cases, it was a balance and strengthening of certain attributes. If you had not accomplished what you wanted in your last incarnation, you had an opportunity to work that quality into a future existence. Thus, his energetic pattern of light developed over time. As you reviewed each completed incarnation, you were able to observe your energetic pattern of light from a higher perspective. You could see that each time you strengthened a quality, or were successful in overcoming a challenge, that part of your pattern of light became brighter. You began to realize that these qualities and experiences formed what could be called the energetic pattern or matrix of light. That was, and continues to be, your personal vibratory pattern of light. It is the vibratory pattern through which you are known through dimensions. When it is seen from afar, it may seem like a single vibration. However, under closer inspection, it resembles a matrix or pattern of light. This is not a static vibratory pattern. Instead, it fluctuates and changes according to your experiences and your reactions to them. It can be imagined as a floating and vibrant matrix or a pattern. An earthly comparison would be a piece of transparent fabric waving gently under a breeze. Just as the fabric is composed of different threads to form the overall appearance, its vibratory pattern of light is the same thing. Each strand of light in its pattern represents the qualities and experiences, as well as their reactions to them. All your beliefs and emotions affect your pattern of light. When you change one of your beliefs or attitudes, a slight ripple reverberates in your pattern of light, and a new, refined pattern forms. Each time you express unconditional love, your energetic pattern becomes brighter and more attuned to a higher vibration. These changes may occur gradually, or may change, literally, overnight. One day, you may be drawn to certain television shows, items or situations. The next day, they have no fascination or attraction about you. It can be likened to removing one set of clothes and placing another in which you are most attracted. You have changed a belief, an attitude or an emotion, and that has changed your energy pattern. If you are faced with such a change, you may wish to pause and reflect on what has occurred. You can see that you have attained a higher understanding and a broader expression of love for all. You may find that you have refined what is really important to you. As you go through this review, you may want to thank for the higher understanding you have gained. Each experience contributed to your pattern of light. It enabled you to decide which qualities you wish to carry forward and which situations support your new and refined pattern of light. The expression of love enables them to transmute and transform any less positive aspect of an earlier situation. You may wish to involve the situation with the violet flame as part of the process of transmutation. When you give thanks for what you have learned, the process of transmutation allows the energy to be transformed into higher light. A periodic review of what's important to you can help with this process. Begin your review from a love point. This can be done by focusing on the center of your heart and your divine spark of light. As you continue to focus on the center of your heart and your divine spark, your entire self will be enveloped in an aura of love, and its vibration will rise to a higher level. Each time you repeat this process, your divine spark of light becomes stronger and brighter, and you can connect more easily with the higher vibratory levels. This leads them to a higher understanding and perspective. Your vibratory pattern of light becomes more and more refined, and you continue to rise gently to ever higher dimensions. Beloved ones, we are happy because you are raising and refining your vibratory pattern of light to higher levels. You are a bright light through multidimensions. We are Archangel Zadkiel and the sacred Archangelina Amethyst, and surround them with love. And so it is. Erlex.europa.u Erlex.europa.u. Linda's note. Dear friends, I would like to share my personal thoughts about this month's message. I always wanted to know how preferences and desires can change, literally, overnight, so I was thrilled when Archangel Zadkiel and the sacred Archangeline Amethyst brought me this explanation. One of the most memorable examples of an overnight change occurred at the beginning of my spiritual journey. At that time, I loved watching soap operas. I should record them every day and watch when I came home from work. I did not want to miss a single episode. So I had a spiritual experience that changed everything. On a weekend trip, I was listening to one of my favorite New Age musical selections, and suddenly I found myself in some kind of spiritual initiation. I saw myself in a chapel with simple wooden benches and corridors to the left and right. I was wearing a long white dress. The only other person in the chapel was a very high ruler who presided over the altar. I found myself sliding down the left aisle to the altar. When I got to the altar, I made some kind of vows, and the spiritual figure/ascended master put his hands on my head. I felt transformed. This vision was deep and the feeling remained with me. When I got back from my weekend trip, I realized I had no more desire to watch soap operas. It was a permanent change. I was surprised by how profound this change was. I wondered how it could have happened so fast. It did not involve conscious decision. Just happened. Now, with this explanation of Zadkiel and the sacred amethyst, I realized that when the energy pattern or matrix changes, activity preferences can also change, literally, from night to day. My energetic pattern of light was rearranged and no longer included my earlier desire to watch novels. I can now look back and see how this has occurred in other situations. It gave me a higher understanding of the importance of monitoring my thoughts, feelings and activities, since they relate to my energetic matrix of light. I hope this explanation and understanding will help them apply this concept in situations that you may have faced. Much love and many blessings, beautiful